Imagine waking up and knowing exactly what you're getting paid this month before a single contract even lands in your inbox. No more feast and famine. No more, if the market slows, my income disappear. Sounds like a dream, right? That's the promise of a subscription model for transaction coordinators. But here's the real question. Can you actually charge agents a monthly retainer? Or is that just another business coach fantasy that doesn't really work in the real world? Stay with me because today I am breaking down the truth behind retainers for TCs. I will show you how some companies are structuring them, where they actually make sense, and the traps you need to avoid if you don't want to work for pennies. So let's start with the obvious. The industry standard is still the per file in most markets. That means somewhere between 300 to 500 per transaction, with premiums up to 700 or even 1,000 for complex deals. Agents are used to this model. They are trained to think, I pay a TC when I have a closing. That's why it's the default. So where does a retainer fit in? Not as a replacement, but as a layer on top. So let's talk about what some companies are doing. When you look at what's out there, here's what I see. Memberships with discounts. Some platforms sell monthly membership plans that give agents perks, priority access, and reduce per file fees. So it's not unlimited TC. It's more like Costco for transactions. I also see some AI contract to close subscription. A few companies offer a low monthly subscription for software plus light support, but they still charge per file for full service. There is also our bundle retainers. Virtual assistant firms often sell packages like 4 to 8 hours a month for X amount of money. That covers listing prep, compliance audits, and admin tasks. But the actual TC file still billed separately. You also see volume retainers. So you will sometimes see offers like $2,200 a month for up to 8 files, with extras billed per file. This works for busy teams, but it's rare in the solo TC world. So yes, retainers exist, but they almost always come with boundaries, of course. So let's discuss now when a retainer could actually work. So here are the scenarios where retainers can make sense. Steady volume teams. If a client consistently closes 8 to 10 deals a month, a retainer can simplify billing and guarantee you a steady income. Just be sure to define a cap, like $2,000 a month cover up to 8 files. Then $400 per file after that. Another way that could work is with blended services. If you offer more than just the basic TC, think listing preparation, compliance reviews, weekly status update, portal access, any extra could potentially fit into a monthly retainer. Another one could be priority membership. Agents pay a flat fee for priority intake, weekly updates, and let's say discounted per file rate. They get predictability. You get recurring income, and nobody is undercutting their value. Now let's talk about when retainers backfire. This is where things can go wrong. If you offer unlimited files, a client could drop 20 contracts on you in 1 week. Suddenly, your retainer is worth pennies. This is why you always put a cap. Now, let's talk about scope creep. Without guardrails, monthly retainers can become do my marketing, chase vendors, clean up my CRM. That could happen if that particular month the agent wasn't that busy and you actually have a slow month, but you still charge the retainer. They might feel like you need to work a little bit harder to earn that money. Another thing is undervaluing yourself. If your per file rate is 400 and you set a $2,000 retainer for up to 10 files, you just cut your effective rate in half. Unless your systems are hyper efficient, that's not sustainable. So So how to structure a TC retainer safely. So if you want to test retainers, here are a couple of suggestions you might want to consider. Volume retainer with cap plus overage. For example, $2,500 a month cover up to 8 files and extra billed at $350 each. Our bundle retainer. Example, $1,200 a month for 6 hours of listing prep, compliance review, or client updates. TC files billed separately, and that could be at a reduced rate if you want. Another one could be membership plus discount. Example, $349 a month includes priority response, template updates, and $50 off every transaction fee. And no matter what model you use, put it in writing. Define what active files means, set cancellation rules, and list exactly what's included. By the way, if this breakdown shall save you from underpricing your business, hit that like button. That's your way of saying, Cecilia, keep bringing the real talk. And if you want more strategies to grow a sustainable TC business, make sure to subscribe. Now, let's discuss if this is a trend. Here's the honest truth. Retainers are not the new normal. Profile is still how most of us get paid, and it's what agents expect. But offering a retainer on top for the right client in the right situation can give you recurring income and a competitive edge. So I will encourage you to think of it as a tool, not the whole toolbox. Now, retainers are one way to package your services, but before you even get to that stage, you've got to lay the foundation of your business the right way. So if you're just starting out as a transaction coordinator, or you have been researching for months and still stuck, my free webinar, 3 Principles to Launch Your TC Business Without Endless Research, is the perfect next step. The link will be included below. And if you are already thinking beyond the basics, here's where things get interesting. Retainers only make sense when you are working with the right agents. So to learn how to attract high-value clients, click this video right here.